anybody ever asks me stuff, I tell them the answer. I mean, everyone always asks me, like, what was the inspiration for a show? But if they ask me, like, who did you last have sex with? I tell them the answer.
The unflinchingly provocative Marc Jacobs has kept the fashion industry riveted for more than 25 years and is considered to be one of America's most influential designers. He appears to nonchalantly preside over a coveted domain that includes everything from a high-end signature line, its sister label Marc by Marc Jacobs, menswear, fragrances, to must-have accessories. Jacobs also brings his cool confidence to the venerable French house of Louis Vuitton since his appointment as creative director in 1997, launching the house's first ready-to-wear line. With a spotlight on his every triumph and struggle, including bouts with substance abuse, the eternal boy wonder of all that is hip, Jacobs gives downtown cred to his eponymous label. His celebrity pack shows bring to life a phenomena that could easily be called the Marc Jacobs effect. Born in Manhattan in 1963, Marc attended the renowned Parsons School of Design. It was at his acclaimed 1984 graduation show that he met Robert Duffy, his business partner of almost 3 decades. Jacobs had a seesaw of a career path. A stint at Perry Ellis resulted in his notorious spring-summer 1993 Grunge Collection and led to his immediate dismissal. The firing was fortuitous, kick-starting the designer to focus on his namesake label. Jacobs has received numerous fashion honors along the way. 9 CFDA statuettes grace his shelves, and in 2011, Jacobs picked up his 10th when he was presented with the Jeffrey Bean Lifetime Achievement Award, validating the magnitude of his daring approach to fashion. The Marc Jacobs collection embodies the designer's celebrated talent. Never one to shy away from the controversial, Jacobs is fearless. One can also count on retro references, a touch of grunge, a potent palette, a nod to classicism, and most of all, his talent to surprise, making up the unparalleled designer DNA of Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs' connection with grunge may have had an infamous beginning, but the designer never completely abandoned this contentious style. Glimmers of the rumpled, piled-on look still remain.
Marc is the shit. Marc Jacobs said he's done so many. The biggest thing is the way he would juxtapose high fashion and street art and couture and just things at the same time.
There was this feeling of like creating an urban sort of street, again, a street sort of sensibility, but using couture fabrics and beautiful fabrics, and a kind of glamour to a covered up, sort of layered glamour, something that was very, very rich, but not rich in an opulent sort of way.
When you think of Marc Jacobs, you think of incredible grunge couture from the 90s.
Every now and again, of course, you also see little hints of grunge creeping in, which is always nice.
The idea that you could wear your entire wardrobe for a week on your body at one time is so, it's quite modern in a way. It completely devastated me. I was thrilled.
With an endless amount of creativity and passion, Marc Jacobs is fearless in his approach to designing, venturing anywhere his heart commands.
Each season we have to get revved up and we have to do something that makes us excited.
He's fearless and he's super creative and anything goes with this guy.
He challenges himself and really tries to push himself always in a new direction.
The thing about Marc, which I really like, is he has the courage to do things that nobody else is doing.
Marc Jacobs is a genius because whether you love his clothes, you don't love his clothes, you love the presentation, you don't love the presentation, he sparks controversy, he sparks discussion.
What was amazing to me is like as an experiment to see people's reaction, how sort of this even has become a discussion. It's just like proof of how ridiculous this all is. It's like I cannot believe that people could sit through a show like that and look at those clothes and say, why did you do it backwards?
The undeniable genius of Marc Jacobs is his innate ability to cull the decades for historical details and give them a bold twist. Marc's retro references add a pop cultural appeal to his collections.
I just think it's classic. I don't think of it as retro. I think of them as things that never have gone away. They've been introduced into the fashion vocabulary, whether it was in the 70s or the 80s or whatever.
The magic of Marc is that he always knows how to retro reference something from another decade, but at the same time make it really fresh and modern. So it's never a literal interpretation. It's always a really, really futuristic take on something that feels familiar.
Is he doing a bit of a YSL? Is he looking at the 70s? Is he looking at 50s? Is he looking at decadent glamour? You never know. And that's what I love about him. The fact that he's like a treasure trove of American fashion history, and he's constantly sort of reinventing it in a new way.
Marc Jacobs is somebody who has the fashion history in his head, and he keeps, in a postmodern way, revisiting it and regurgitating it and making it completely now and completely modern. He's great.
Marc Jacobs' downtown edge becomes even sharper as he redefines classicism. While Jacobs is striving for perfection, cut, proportion, and craftsmanship have never looked this subversive.
It was time for a certain polish and a refinement and a sophistication.
I think he does really cool classic stuff with a little bit of funk.
When Marc Jacobs hit the scene, so did personality and fashion. And he single-handedly breathed this force of irreverence into the fashion community and playfulness and effed upness, if that's a word, and took fashion and turned it upside down and took the classics and the things we love and, stamped and pounded in personality into those clothes. And we needed that, and women have responded to that. It's why I'm wearing crazy beads on top of sequins and a skin bag. It's like somehow Marc Jacobs came along and gave us all permission to funk it up.
A potent palette plays a strong role in the Marc Jacobs messaging. Marc uses color, ranging from subdued to vibrant, to express the emotional state that he is feeling at any given moment.
I just like color. I like color, and I guess I was thinking about an energy that existed here in the city where I was born once upon a time that I find like isn't here so much anymore.
More shocking color to rivet us out of our seats.
We chose our colors at a time where we felt that pales looked beautiful with gray flannel and grays, and so that's what happened there.
He certainly changes and creates a collection based on what he's feeling at the moment. So I think it's diversity change and not the usual.
I think with Marc Jacobs, there's so much joy to what he does. I mean, I feel like he owns it right now, that he is really, to me, one of the most influential American designers.
The anticipation of the unknown keeps Marc Jacobs' devoted fans enthralled. Marc's most powerful artistic asset is his ability to genuinely surprise his followers each fashion season.
If you had to look at the DNA of Marc Jacobs, I think the biggest gene that's in there would be the surprise gene, because he loves to surprise. You never know what he's going to do next.
He, is probably the most influential American designer of the moment, and he likes to alternate. He'll do one safe collection, and then he'll really go out on a limb, and he goes back and forth.
He's always surprising us. If one season it's the 70s in color, the season before that it was, no color and very, very subdued and very plain, still romantic. But yeah, I think 180 is a good way to sum up Marc Jacobs.
It's always full of fantasy and it's always surprise. You never know what it's coming up with.
I think fashion is a bit of a escapist thing, and it removes us from everyday life a bit, at least when you get into the idea of expensive fashion or designer fashion, because it's not reality.
With his matchless aesthetic, Marc Jacobs has received worldwide recognition for his unconventional vision.
I grew up in a cultural sort of melting pot. I don't think of the world as being this, that, or the other thing. It's like just one world. So, and I can't help but be influenced by the places that I lived and the things that I know.
He looks at fashion as if it's pop culture, and he embraces the fact that it is and makes himself part of that experience.
Well, I'd say the thing about Marc is that he always believes that fashion should have a warmth to it, and that means that it usually has a reference that we know but we haven't thought about in a while, and that takes us to a kind of a place that's nostalgic but twisted.
He takes his inspiration from wherever he chooses, but somehow he always makes a statement that is very, very influential.
He's really not somebody you can put in a box, you know, and that's, you know, that's really what vision is about. You know, we're not supposed to just keep doing things we've done before.
He breaks every rule, and whatever he does it right, and whatever he does, everybody wants to wear and everyone wants to own. And I think everybody wants a piece of Marc all the time.
Basically, he's looking to be true to himself and to the people who understand what he does. Thank you. The curious thing about Marc is that he's the most influential designer in the world, possibly simply because he doesn't covet your affection.
He really knows how to create a mood and just transport you into his world, and by the time you're walking out the door, you feel like you've just encountered this whole new way of dressing and being. I mean, it's really sort of magical. And then you sort of need a cold splash of water to really think about the clothes you've just seen.
I always say, like, oh, the inspiration doesn't matter. What matters is what you think. The clothes are what you like. So the people I know, contemporary women that actually exist, buy what they like. For whatever reason they like it, they buy it, you know, period. It's human nature. It's like man's, you know, desire to adorn and decorate themselves. I think that's, you know, started with a fig leaf. So